We currently have two nameable systems active in the southern hemisphere right now. I will break down the potential impacts and the peak intensity of the systems in this video exclusively on TBF Cyclone. It's TBF Cyclone, Sunday, December 14th, 2025. I apologize for not having been able to do a video in a while. I think it's been 3, maybe 4 days. I guess it was December 11th. So, yeah, it's been too long. Let's just say that. But I'm back. Hopefully I can make consecutive videos for many days in a row like I normally do. Alright, Tropical Cyclone Bakung. Jakarta actually named this storm. Jakarta is actually now the largest city in the world. It just passed Tokyo. But they don't really name storms that often, but it was in Jakarta's vicinity of naming storms, and it got the name Bakung. What I thought was going to get this name was Cyclone Fina late last month, but it did not. It already reached its peak intensity of 90 miles an hour, and it is kind of swirling around or circling around what was a former invest that was removed a little earlier today. So it's not an invest anymore, not watching for development out of that. But the low pressure is still left over, and it is kind of going to just sit here for a few days. Should dissipate by Wednesday, but it might last longer because this other system is going to come in its direction, and it'll absorb Bakung, most likely. I will show you the forecast models in a bit. And then we actually have a new invest right now, Invest 95S. It currently has 15 mile an hour sustained winds and a low chance of development in the next 24 hours. I will show you the forecast models on that. And then Tropical Storm 8 currently has 45 mile an hour sustained winds. It is forecast to reach a peak intensity of 65 miles an hour. It's one of those storms that might actually last a while. For the most part, Southwestern Pacific systems, and really just South Pacific systems in general, do not last very long, but this should last a couple of days. There have been storms that have lasted longer. Fiji, you will be on the worst side of the storm, so just keep an eye on this. It could very easily be stronger, maybe 70, 75, possibly even 80. Wouldn't be surprised if it gets to 80. We'll see what happens. The forecast models for these storms, starting with Bakung, the Google AI forecast model actually shows it dissipating or weakening into a depression, then re-strengthening into a tropical storm, then continuing to move toward Jakarta. And then the other system that will develop over here that I was just talking about, Invest, I believe that is one of the Invest 93S, that will develop, and then it'll start to move toward Madagascar. It'll absorb the other storm, Bakung, and then going way out in time, almost to 2026, that storm may still be active. We'll see what happens. And then this other storm over here, that should form and actually hit Australia. Australia would likely get its second hit of the season, the first being Fina. And the other forecast models, starting with the GFS, they show Bakung actually strengthening a little bit, or maybe just starting to weaken by now, and then getting absorbed into the other system. And then going out almost to the new year, they show that dissipating. And then the European forecast model, with that one, they show, I need to show you an earlier forecast or an earlier model run, because this one doesn't go out far enough, at least for my liking anyway. What they show it happening, it's not really loading. What they do show happening, though, if you look at the bottom of your screen, I'll actually scroll a bit for you. So if you look at the bottom of your screen, they do show it lasting a bit longer, about dissipating around the same time as the GFS model shows it. And then for Australia, with that storm, if I can find Australia right here, if it will load, if it will cooperate with me. If the European forecast model, what it's saying about the other storm, they show it developing, kind of maybe into a depression, maybe barely a storm, and then hitting Australia almost instantly. And then that's what I'm thinking is going to happen. That would make the most sense because it's so close to Australia. And then the GFS model actually shows it getting to like moderate tropical storm status. So yeah, that's it for today, guys. I'll be monitoring this very closely. Thanks for watching and see ya.